Hello, everyone. My name is Jonah Wiley, and we are going to be talking about my presentation, Group Dynamics Ignite video presentation, Evolution of Group Practices and Social Work. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with the introduction. We're going to talk about how group practices equal the foundation of social work. History meaning points to informs current practices and why understanding evolution matters. Group practices are a core component of social work, offering structured ways for people to connect, support one another, and pursue shared goals. Historically, the group has evolved from group grassroots movements to professionalized interventions reflecting changing needs in society. Excuse me. Understanding this evolution helps social workers choose effective strategies, avoid repeating past mistakes, and appreciate the diversity of approaches available. So let's move on. Historical group practice example. We're going to talk. So my example is the Alcoholics Anonymous, which is made in 1935. It's a peer-led and mutual aid model. It's still widely used today. The strengths are accessibility and community support. Its limitations, though, are inclusivity and reliance on abstinence only. Uh, little information about not athletic, Alcoholics Anonymous. Alcoholics Anonymous, founded in 1935, is one of the most enduring group practices in social work history, built on mutual aid and pure accountability. Alcoholics Anonymous empowers individuals through shared experience and spiritual growth. Its strength lies in accountability, free, global, and community-based. However, limitations include lack of inclusivity for diverse populations and an abstinence-only framework that does not align with harm reduction models. Going to move on to effectiveness of task groups versus treatment groups. Task groups, the purpose of that is planning and decision making and advocacy. Strengths include goal focused and efficient. Limits is offers little emotional support. Treatment groups, on the other hand, the purpose is for therapy and healing and coping. The strengths include growth and connection, while the limits dependent on engagement and trust. Social workers use both task groups and treatment groups. All each serve distinct purposes. Task groups focuses on organizational goals like policy advocacy, program planning, and staff coordination. They are efficient with problem solving and mobilizing communities, but often lacks personal support for members. Treatment groups, however, by contrast, emphasizes healing and growth, such as grief counseling, support for survivors, and cognitive behavioral therapy groups. They foster emotional connection and mutual support, but require member commitment and confidentiality to succeed. Both group types are effective when applied appropriately, and social workers must assess the needs carefully to choose the right structure. The application of NASW Code of Ethics. Guides group practice with dignity and worth of the person, confidentiality, and cultural competence. Common dilemmas: breach of confidentiality, power imbalances, and cultural insensitivity. NASW equals the framework of resolution. The code of ethics is essential group work because it ensures trust and fairness. Key principles include respecting the dignity and worth of every person. Excuse me, worth of every person, safeguarding confidentiality, and practicing cultural humility. Ethical dilemmas will frequently arise in a group such as breach of confidentiality, dominance of certain voices, or lack of cultural awareness. So, for example, if a member shares another person's private disclosure outside the group, the facilitator must address the violation by rebuilding safety. The code provides a professional framework to navigate these issues, prioritize integrity, fairness, and client well-being. and then we'll move on to conclusions. In conclusion, the evolution of group practices highlight how his history informs today's practices from grassroots support groups like Athletic Alcoholic Anonymous to evidence-based treatment groups. Both task and treatment groups play vital roles, whether advancing organizational goals or fostering individual healing. The NASW Code of Ethics acts as a compass, ensuring that group practice remains ethical, inclusive, and trustworthy. As social workers, cultivating self-awareness, honoring personal and professional values, and adapting to evolving practices allow us to create environment that empowers individuals and communities alike. And then I will just show you my reference pages. Thank you for that. Um, thank you for listening and have a great day.